Ladies and gentlemen, seekers of truth and knowledge, welcome to a one-of-a-kind experience that will take you on a captivating journey beyond our world. Today, we have a special treat for you as we sit down with the renowned Andromedan Contactee Alex Collier. Prepare yourself for a rapid-fire question and answer session that delves into the depths of cosmic wisdom and unveils the mysteries of the universe. As always, please remember to like this video and share it with your friends and family. That way, it gets seen by more truth seekers. So, without further ado, here are today's rapid-fire questions and answers.
Is there something concrete a regular person can do to help speed up the process besides staying substance-free, keeping vibrations high, and saying no to nonsense?
Well, yeah, and that would be work on yourself. Enlighten yourself. Okay, when you raise your frequency, you affect everything around you and everyone around you. Okay? When your frequency's high, everyone else's response to it. Some may respond negatively, well, then you cut them loose. All right? You just cut them loose. If they're going to stay in negative field, that's their decision. You let them go. You love them from a distance. Those that are positive in your field with your high energy frequency, then they're going to ask you what's going on. That's going to open up doors. You can educate. You can begin to mentor because now they're listening. Both ears are open instead of one. And all of us parents know about that. Now they're paying attention. And you can begin to educate and bring them online with what's going on. And you just feel great. When your energy's high and you're positive and you're in a loving space, when you're in an empowered space, everybody knows it. Everybody can feel it, especially today when everybody's had the shit kicked out of them by these mofos. Okay? That's what you need to be. You're either the light or the reflection of it. Okay? You're either the light or the reflection. All you got to do is pick one. Just got to pick one.
Will replicators and anti-gravity cars be a part of the new technology release along with the medbeds, or will they come a bit later?
Oh, they'll come later. The health and sanity of humanity is the first priority. That's the first priority. And cleaning up the planet. That's the first priority. We already have anti-gravity. Space Force has it. These special access projects, military industrial complex corporations, black budget space programs that all of them have, Northrop, Raytheon, Lockheed, Boeing, they all have these programs. Northrop Grumman, they all have this tech. Okay, they're all part of Space Force. The only reason it's out in the open is because in order to get this technology out of these programs, we have to control the money. All right, we have to control the money. They need funding. You want the money? Release the programs, release some of the technology, begin releasing the technology and the programs to humanity. Then you'll get your funding. Okay? That's why you switch the money. Funny money goes nowhere. Real money goes everywhere. Everybody wants it. Everybody spends it. Okay? The Federal Reserve note and all the other fiat currencies are monopoly money now, as of midnight tonight. So, and again, this is happening because the white hats are making it so. Again, if this was all the dark and a trick, why bother bringing it out? Why not just keep it hidden? Why not just continue to do your breakaway civilization and no one's the wiser? Just keep robbing the people, fleecing everyone to keep all your secrets because that shit's over with. Okay? Critical thinking here, guys. We need some critical thinking. The schools have dumbed down everybody. It's such a tragedy. And we have to undo all of this shit.
How can we protect and shield our loved ones from EMF and scalar wave weaponry?
That's a good one. I know that there's some technologies that are out there that are being made by small independent companies to protect your home and your person. Um, you just have to, research those things. Most of all that technology is going to be replaced or shut down, because it is harmful. It's just, you can't do everything in one night. It just isn't possible. What you have to do is get control um, uh, of the planet first. You have to take it away from these dark beings. You have to remove them from the equation so that you can begin to make the changes. Once you do that, once you've removed them from places of power, then you begin to turn the ship to the right. That's just taken a long time because they've had such control and the depth of corruption went so deep. It went marrow deep in a lot of places on this planet. Marrow deep. All of that had to be done first. Because how can you make the changes if you don't control anything? You first have to get control, and you have to remove them from the equation. That's done. That's pretty much done. It's been happening for some time now. Now they're at a place where they can say, okay, the changes are coming. This is what's coming. This is why we're doing it. We're not alone. We never have been. And we have been enslaved in a way we couldn't even imagine. The Matrix, they're wonderful movies, and I know that Keanu Reeves said it was a documentary. I absolutely agree with him, except that that's the short version. That's the Cliff Notes version of what we've all been going through. Okay, it is. This isn't going to. All these changes are not going to occur overnight. They all have to be rolled out, and the reason for that is because people's consciousness is stuck in the dark ages. Their consciousness is stuck in the dark ages. And I'm talking about their spiritual consciousness is stuck in the dark ages.
How do you picture Terra's future educational system, and what subjects will likely be taught to our more advanced children?
That's a great question, and I don't exactly know. And the reason I don't know is that much of that information will be given to us through the mentoring programs. And it could very well be that different star nations teach their children in different ways. And what we're going to be able to do is have access to all of those educational systems or programs. And then what we can do is create a compendium of those educational systems. In other words, we will blend the best of those systems and use them here on Earth. And, you know, I can only speak for the A system because that's the one I'm familiar with or know about. Because of their lifespans, their children go to school for 150 plus years in our linear time. It's not their time, but in our time, that's how long they go to school, 150 years. And they are taught all of the arts and the sciences, all of it. And when they're done, they get to choose where they're drawn to. And at any time, if they're done with that, they can pick another. But they know all of the sciences and the arts and everything else that's involved. They have an absolute complete education. They don't specialize in one thing, they specialize in all things. They are taught all things. So there is no loss of knowledge. Like I said earlier, every kid is taught everything that is known. With the med beds, with the changes in the environment, with the changes in food, with the changes in our DNA, you know, it's very probable that 1 or 2, 3 generations from now, the average lifespan will be over 250 years. It's very probable. And they will have the time to have that type of an education. It may not be 150 years for them, for our kids. Maybe it'll be 50 years. But they'll know everything. And then they'll have 200 years or more to explore their life and to become who they are. You know, it's difficult to say. I'm going through this for the first time, just like the rest of you. You know, but what I'm pulling from is from what I've seen with the A's. You know, I mean, their kids are awesome. They're awesome. I mean, they're dialed in on everything. And I want that for ours. I want that for humanity as well. Why not? Why not? So we'll see. You know, I mean, like I've said earlier, again, you know, we're going to be building the foundation for the future generations. We're going to be laying the foundations and then the process of building the structures on top that will serve humanity into the indefinite future. And that means replacing the old system, which is so fucked up that there's nothing we can take with us. There really isn't. Everything has been perverted here. All of it. You'll see. You'll see. You just wait till they start rolling out disclosure. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about how perverted everything's become.
Does the Rh negative blood that's copper based come from Enki of the Anunnaki? As you said, all of humanity's blood was copper based in our beginnings, and we were green.
Well, it is true of Enki. But what's interesting is that Enki is from Sirius, That's his family lineage, uh, or his mother's lineage. But there are other races that were here in Earth in its ancient past, going back millions of years, who also had copper blood. So there have been several races that have contributed to that. Okay, several races. And I just gave you one of them, Sirius. So, you know what aggravates me? I'm just going to add this, and this is a little bit off topic. Where have the Venusians been all this time? They're our next door neighbor. Where have they been all this time? Well, we were being fucked with and screwed with. You know? Why didn't they help us? You know, they were helping the Chaldeans. They knew the Babylonians. You know, what happened? See, I don't have that piece of history, but why did they just, you know, leave and not help us when we're their next door neighbors? Chris, it's both Sirius A and B.
If the Draco and Orion Federation have been off-worlded, praise God, how can we and our ET friends repair the timelines they've fractured at Montauk and other locations?
Those rips in time have already been repaired. That's why we're on a single timeline. They're fixed. They're healed. They have been what's the word he used? They were patched by true time. In other words, they went back to the point before the rip and they created a holograph of that, brought it to whenever they merged all the timelines, and they patched it with that holograph. So it is exactly the way it was before the rip in time. And they've done that in a lot of places. A lot of places. Most of them were in the Middle East. Most of them were in the Middle East. So that's done. That's already done. And they'll probably do the same thing with, well, I know they've shut down CERN. They'll do exactly the same thing, except that they have to do it on at least two locations. One would be in Switzerland. The other one would be somewhere on the north pole of Saturn, which is where they had it targeted at. And then another place that I don't know about, but I know that there was a third place where they have to do this. Now, sealing it on our end was the first positive step. So it may have already been done. I mean, you know, half the galaxies hanging out around Jupiter and Ganymede. So I'm sure if there was an issue with Saturn, they're all right there. You know, I mean, that's like a 10-minute drive for them. They could fix that. So it's probably already done. I know it is here on Earth. We are on a single timeline. There's no more screwing around. You know, they've taken all the toys away from all the bad boys. They have.
Will we, or rather how soon will we, have the true histories and accurate spiritual truth in the form of libraries filled with pure text of light and love, a book of earth?
I don't know. I don't know. Um, that information already exists. I think the more appropriate question would be is how would they present it to us? How will that information come to us? Um, I recall being part of a conversation or overhearing a telepathic conversation between Morine and other A's. And there was at a time, I've mentioned this, I think years ago, they talked about on one side of the planet when everyone was sleeping that they would give us a dream, and that dream would be the history of our planet. And as this side was waking up and the other side of the planet was going to sleep, they would all get the same dream. And that within a 24 to 36-hour time period, everyone on the planet would have had the same dream with the exact same information, which would be Earth's history. Law of consistency. And I don't know if that's still in the works or not. You know, at that particular time, there weren't as many alliance groups here. That number has swelled significantly um, in the last couple of years. And again, you know, I'm not so sure about that because many of these races are time travelers. You know, how do you narrow down a specific time of this or that when they travel through time and they jump back and forth in time? So, but that was something that was discussed. I do not know if that's still on the table or not. Um, I also gave another scenario years ago where there were special forces groups from all over the world that were brought to very specific locations on the planet where they were given a presentation by extraterrestrials, human extraterrestrials, of the history of Earth. And the presentation was what we would call a holographic movie of the history of the planet and all the races that were here, specifically those that were going to be removed. And that presentation would show them everything that needed to be done, who they were, what they did, how they had control, the whole 9 yards, the entire shebang. And then training would occur by these benevolent ETs to the human special forces or super soldiers, whatever the term is for them. They would then be given extraterrestrial weapons only for the missions. And then they would work with them. They would back up the extraterrestrials on these specific missions, whether it was underground, a base, or wherever it was and whatever it was. Our guys, the humans, would back up them, and they would go underground and they would take care of what it was the mission was. When it was over, the human element, the soldiers, would then clean out the rest, take care of the bodies, dispose of the bodies, and when it was over, they would return the weapons back to the extraterrestrials. And then if there was another mission, it would be the exact same type of protocol. It could be that different types of weapons would be used. But that's how this was. This was supposed to be how the training was to be done for our soldiers here, so that in the future, if it was necessary, we would know how to fight underground their way. the way they know to do it. And this was long before the Army said that they were going to start uh, training soldiers to fight underground. This was way before that. So you should assume that this type of training has been going on for quite some time, decades possibly.
What exactly do you mean when you say humans will one day become Jedis of the galaxy? Hunting down evil? Is it meant to be figuratively or literally?
Figuratively, figuratively. I mean, there may be a literal in some places for a few, but I mean, I don't necessarily mean literally. I mean figuratively. Uh, Before I go there, James, you're doing a great job with the Q&A, and I just want to acknowledge you and thank you very much for it. Look at the experience we've had and we continue to have. Look at the depth of knowledge we have acquired through this experience and all of our incarnations on this planet or in this type of a system, this controlled system. Look at the idea of the quality and the level of dimensional souls that are here now and coming in. Look at the idea of the genetic lineage and royalty that we contain, which has the knowledge and the history of all of these 22 races. We are literally walking libraries, galactic libraries that no one can check out, you know, because we've been suppressed. We've been completely suppressed. When the doors are open, the library, the knowledge that we hold is absolutely phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. And when I refer to us as Jedi's, we will be going out once we have healed ourselves as a race. We will find ourselves mentoring other star nations, evolving star nations. We will become mentors to other star systems that are evolving. But before any of that happens, we have to go through a huge healing. We have to clean up our own act here before any of that happens. And some of that mentoring could be third, fourth, and even fifth. Because our experience is unique. It's truly unique because we're unique. Do you know that in the entire galaxy there are only 7 other planets like Earth? There's 8 total. Yeah, there's just 8 that have this type of ecosystem. So even the planet we're on is unique. Guys, I may not be around to see all this, but let me just tell you something from the bottom of my heart. Our kids, our grandchildren, our great grandchildren will be so fucking proud of us. They are going to be in awe that we were able to turn this around as fast as we did. 50, 60 years. We are going to advance 400 years in just 50 to 60 years. And, you know, we had to do it. We know we have to do it. And we selflessly did this and went through all this shit so that future generations would not have to. That they would actually be free to travel the solar system, to travel the galaxy. Every single one of you are going to wear the moniker of hero for everything that you've been through. And then did the healing, you did the work, you did the introspection, and then we helped rebuild our world and put things in place for future generations, knowing that we would not ourselves actually benefit from all the hard work that we are doing now and that we're going to be doing in the next 50 years. But we did it because we were selfless, because we love humanity, and it was on us to do it. It was on us to do it. And we stepped up. We fucking manned up and we do it. And we did it. Okay? And we did it. This is going down. This is happening. You know, it doesn't matter what any negative field person, doesn't matter they're stuck. Whatever. Who has time for that shit? We don't have time for that shit. Let them wallow. Good luck with that. When you get tired of being an asshole, you can come over here and help us. That's exactly how I feel about it. But it's done. I mean, we're doing it. We're doing it. You know, you think all these star nations invested all of this work, all these resources here to see this not happen? That's not happening. This is going to happen. This is all going to work out fine. All that's left to do is to do it. You know, and we're going to love it. We're going to love it because we know what we're doing it for. We are absolutely crystal clear about our intent. This is the future of this race. This is the future of this race. A gem, an absolute gem, an unpolished diamond of a race. There are times I just don't have the words. And this is one of those times where I just don't have the words.
There you have it, fellow truth seekers. An enlightening and exhilarating rapid-fire question and answer session with the remarkable Alex Collier, sharing his profound encounters with the benevolent Andromedan extraterrestrial beings. As we continue on our cosmic journey, let us embrace the wisdom of the Andromedans and carry their message of love, unity, and compassion with us. Together, we can create a world where humanity stands united, ready to embrace the wonders that await us in the vast expanse of the universe. If you found this rapid-fire question and answer session fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with your friends and family. Subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on more captivating content like this. Thank you for joining us on this incredible adventure. Until next time, may the stars guide you on your path of enlightenment and exploration, and remember to always seek knowledge and stay curious. If you would like to see Andromedan Contactee Alex Collier live via video stream, we host an online seminar 3 times a month on a Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information and dates of upcoming online seminars, please visit alexcollier.org. Please click on one of the above videos to seek more of Alex Collier's knowledge.